afternoon, everyone. Today is our structures meeting, like every Good Friday. Today we will be talking about some riveting stuff. So we got a recap. We'll talk more about the boat tail centering rings, Randy's thing, and then I guess Win and Huang aren't here to talk about the fastener, so I may just skip that slide. Y'all can tell me if you've had any progress on the justification document. Ben, if analysis has said anything else about the fins, you can just update us on that. Jordan, for the centering rings, you can tell us a little bit about what you found for those, and then I'll talk more about pretty much just continuing the same assignments. So as far as the recap goes, the airframes have officially been shipped. This whole time, I thought they were telling us 4 weeks to get to us, right? But no, they were saying it was going to be 4 weeks until they prepped it to ship it to us, which was something that was never clarified to me. So they got shipped last week, so we can expect them, I guess, like normal 1 to 2 week shipping time, which is fine because our main focus is the boat tail right now. Eason said he can have the motor block finished by next Thursday. He was supposed to have it done yesterday or the day before, but then the last tap that he was doing, it like completely messed up. So he has to like remove it with a special tool that he has to get, and then he has to re-tap the hole. So that caused like a week delay, but he'll have it done by next Thursday. So we'll have it sooner than later, and JP will then drop it off to us since he works with Eason. As far as the PVA mold release and the fiber pieces, I placed the order for that like 2 days ago. They've been purchased and they'll come in. The fibers will be in like today or tomorrow, and I'll have the PVA mold released by next Wednesday. So hopefully we'll be able to completely be ready to start by next week. As far as today, though, we're mostly just focusing on, instead of Bondo, I think Gustavo said he played around with a bunch of different things. Can you grab that? Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much what Gustavo did is he went through and he tried to use like different things on this like test one to see what it would do. So he tried the wood filler, he tried with like just heat, he tried it with the wax, and then originally we had tried it with the Bondo and everything, but then we ended up just using a acetone so we could like take most of it off. But as you can kind of see, it kind of seems like the wax is just going to be good enough to be good for us. So we think wax is just going to be the way to go. And then we do have the fiberglass sheets, which are these guys. So we got plenty to test with. We have 4 ounce and 6 ounce, which is just like how fine the actual weave of it is. So if you can tell the difference at all, the 4 ounce one is just a much finer weave pattern, which is going to be good for like the smaller sections, but the 6 ounce ones are going to be stronger for strengthening our stuff. So it just kind of depends. And we'll be using both of them in session when we're doing the boat tail. For the centering rings, Jordan, I know you sent me stuff, but I did not have the time to look at it yet, but I assumed it pertained to this because that's what it seemed like you were saying.
I actually made a worksheet for the materials and like comparison of mechanical, physical, and thermal properties. But
if you can't pull it up right now, that's fine. But if you can just link it on these slides, like I'll post the slides after this. And if you can just go through and add a link to that and just kind of like put like a little thing about that.
Okay, sure.
But is there anything like off the top of the head that you noticed would be, I guess, a better material or like sufficient?
I was mainly looking at aluminum variants, 60, 61, 62, 62, and 2024. And 60, 62, 62 is similar to 60, 61, but it's kind of it has more strength. I'll say that. But it has
One
like
thing I will say is like we do have like there's a point where it's overkill, you know what I mean?
mhm,
So
yeah,
like usually we just do the 60, 61 T6, if you know
yeah,
like the specification, like the tempered.
mhm,
And the reason we usually do that is because one, it's super common to get. Like I can easily
exactly.
just go to like the Universal metal shop that I got the material for the centering ring and just pick up a piece of that, you know?
Mhm,
So like the other specialized ones are usually like more expensive. And that's one thing that the Capstone ran into was
mm.
they're also going with the stronger aluminum for their MMM idea, but it's kind of overkill. They're going with basically like aerospace grade aluminum, which is just
Okay, yeah,
overkill
yeah.
for the purpose of it. So it's really good that you're looking into that, but also just like keep in mind that like the absolute strongest option may not be like necessary.
But yeah, that's why I considered just mainly looking at 60, 61 instead of like also a 60, 63 because 60, 63 is kind of like it's more for just electronics and like smaller compartments, while 60, 61 is for, as we know, manufacturing, and it's like for it's commonly used everywhere. So yeah, I made sure to keep that one in there. And 2024 is more for like also like smaller like um what is it, pieces like nuts, bolts, fasteners, couplers, all of that.
Can I add one thing?
Sure.
Um, did you record the density of these materials by chance, or like the weight of them at all?
I did not, but I did like see them. I do remember that like 60, 61, and 62 were they were similar by 0.01. They were just off by 0.01 in 2024. I did not remember. But
So when it comes, do you have wood anywhere on your material list?
say wood, no, I did not look into wood.
Because the main reason we've done wood in the past is because it's just so much lighter
Mhm.
than aluminum, and because it is so easy to just laser cut it, just like send it to someone and just have it laser cut. But the biggest thing was that we wanted to look into the material properties of the wood, so then we can use like justification and saying that it's going to be adequate and like carrying the forces that it'll sustain. Um,
Okay.
but I still need to figure out what kind of wood they used for the old one. Because it
Yeah, I
was
never heard of wood or being used as a center for centering rings.
exact ones, but we basically just used like just basic.
Hmm.
This is two together, but this is kind of just the idea that they had for the old one. I think these were actually used as like testing for the old MMM or something, because it was
Oh,
originally wooden centering rings.
okay. But you
Uh,
can't tell like what type of wood it is or.
I can ask Gustavo. I think he said he wasn't gonna be able to make it to this meeting until the end. But if you send him a Discord message
Mhm.
and just ask him, hey, do you know what wood they used for the old centering ring? He'll get back to you whenever he gets the chance. Just so that way, you know, like we don't forget to ask.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
I think the tap ones are around here somewhere. I kind of want to pull them out so we can talk about the tapping and why it was such an issue previously. I think it was in the structures box, which is hidden down here. Yeah, so here's one of the old centering rings. This was used for Oberon. And you can see on this, they had to like tap the wood with these little, you know, negative screws so you can actually screw into it. And the biggest issue that we were running into was you would screw them into it and then it would get to a certain point and then it would just break. So like there's a bunch of screw holes in it and only like, let's see, like this one's tacked and this one aren't, just because of how many times we messed up at tapping it. So there's
Okay.
like, I don't know, like 12 screw holes in this. There's only 4 in it. Like,
Nice.
so yeah, and pretty much this is 3 rings glued together, and they pretty much just use the clamp to get it glued together.
Yeah.
Also, when they did the clamp, the wood glue got onto the clamp, and so getting this off the clamp was rather interesting.
It's very, yeah.
There's a little blemish on it from trying to do that.
Wood glue is pretty nasty.
Yeah, so interesting stuff. And then I think we ended up epoxying these in just to like make sure they were like completely good. But yeah, that's kind of y'all's idea of why I was talking about the threaded inserts and everything, because that is, yeah. Also, that's what Eason's currently doing. Like he's doing that, but on the aluminum.
Okay.
Just like kind of get an idea like that. When I say that he's tapping it, that's what he's doing. It's just kind of hard to do with wood. Okay. I pretty much cleared this slide, but that's because I plan to add to it next week. But yeah, we need to probably start talking about materials for the centering rings that we want to use for the actual MMM, which will help that you looked at aluminum, because we will actually need to look into that for this. So we can give that justification to analysis when they probably eventually run simulations on that. But that, I don't have much to add to this week. Wynn, do you have anything new about the fasteners? Were you able to get any more done over the past week? Wynn?
Sorry, I was on mute. My bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So not much over the past week. You heard Huang say he departed, right?
Say it
So
again?
that's a really Huang, he sent you a message about his departure.
Yes.
So that's really
so definitely, if anyone's interested in looking into fasteners, I know Donald potentially mentioned like having interest in looking into it with you. But I
Yep,
don't want you just doing it by
absolutely.
yourself. I want someone to be helping you with
Right.
it.
Of course.
So I'll reach out to Donald and see, or
Okay.
you can reach out to Donald and maybe like set up whenever y'all can talk about it at some point, because he kind of
Right.
seemed to be
Okay.
informed about
Excited
it.
on that. Yeah, I think I remember we discussed on that like the very first time you brought up the fastener.
Yeah.
But I have a plan, and I think I may need the analysis people to join in if possible.
Okay.
So I watched a couple of video online, and they do the simulation on SolidWorks, and that can give you the factor of safety on the boat. And the only input that we're missing is the CAD. So do we have the CAD for like the frame, the airframe?
Yes.
I remember you sent me the centering CAD. So I'm kind of CADing the outer, like to represent the airframe,
I
so
don't
that I
think
can run the simulations.
the CAD that they have uploaded on the drive, I don't think it is the updated one.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I would recommend messaging Ravi and
Okay.
asking him to send you the updated one. I think that's
Okay.
gonna be the easiest way for you
Okay.
to get hold of that. But they definitely have most of it CAD'd. I think
Okay.
the only thing that they don't
Cool.
have is the MMM.
Okay, that's awesome. That would be perfect.
Yes, that'll definitely
and-
help you out.
Right. And one thing on the centering, I saw there's already like 6 hole on there. Does that already imply that we have to use 6 fastener, or you guys still want me to deciding 6 or 8 or 10?
So we are kind of making the assumption that it's going to be 6,
Right.
which I mean, you know,
So if I ever
reality,
change, if I ever change
reality
like to 8 or
versus,
10,
you know, like actual
Okay.
engineering, usually you'd want to determine beforehand, but yeah, we kind of ended up just going with 6. So
cool, no problem. Yeah, so because I don't want to change the fabrication plan, but I can use. I mean, it even better for me. I don't have to decide between 6, 8, and 10.
Yeah, you can just
I
decide the
just
factor
need
of safety and just pick the screw. Yeah.
Right, that is correct. But I recognize that I cannot do the factor of safety on by hand because the strat is not like evenly distributed. So you can just not UF over A and then take that strat over the tensile or whatever. That shouldn't be the case, but I will try my best if I can get some help from analysis people to make it faster. Hopefully I can provide y'all the final factor of safety like 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, and
Hopefully.
if need be,
Right.
we can try to like reach out to other people who are familiar with fasteners or with SolidWorks.
Right.
That like maybe don't like attend the meetings regularly, but maybe they would still be interested in helping with that. We could still just
Right.
message in the solids chat or the solids, the
Yeah,
structure
can
chat.
you
and
spread the
see.
word into the analysis chat? I think there will be a lot of people know things on there.
Yeah.
I don't have the chat that says so. Yeah,
You know, I
just help me
think
send
I
the
think
word.
analysis even mentioned that they might be having like a lull in like things to do.
Oh,
So you may even be able to get more help just because of that.
okay. Of course. That's
But
awesome.
you can definitely see. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of things that we probably need to talk to Ravi about to kind of coordinate between that. But
Right.
go ahead and
So
send him a message first. Like send him a message so we don't forget to send him a message.
yeah,
Um,
that's right.
and then just contact me and we can kind of figure that out.
Okay, cool. And 1 second. I think what is the guy who just texted me? Oh, Jordan. Yes, Jordan's. He is thinking about finalizing the aluminum for the centering. Is that our final decision right now, or you guys still maybe changing the material?
Say that again.
So for the material of the centering, are we finalizing we're gonna use aluminum, or is there anything differently?
So the centering rings for the actual MMM will probably have to be aluminum, but the centering ring that is going to be like above that, like not attached to the MMM, that probably doesn't need to be aluminum. That can probably just get away with being wood. Because
Oh,
weight is kind of a priority. But the one that
okay.
you're doing right now, that is at the
Right.
top. That is like
Right.
it's really a centering ring. It's just kind of like holds the motor in place.
Right. But
So
it has the fastener on, so I just want to know the material because that's a part of the analysis anyway. So.
oh yeah, that's aluminum 6061 T6.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that was the material I purchased for it. Yeah, sorry, I thought that was on the thing for it.
Great. Thanks for the confirmations. All right. I just get Ravi on, so get back
Yeah,
to you on
message
that
Ravi
when
and
he's
message
respond.
Donald.
Okay. That's good. So
All
sad
right.
Hong leave though.
Yeah. Yeah, in case anyone didn't catch on, Huang did end up just like having, you know, to step back from the team for a little bit, dealing with some personal stuff right now and catching up on school. So he will be taking a break from the team. But he said that he would like to return at some point. He's just kind of like focusing on school right now. Totally understandable. It happens to all of us. So, you know, expect him to come back. But yeah, that's why he'll be inactive for the next few weeks here or however long. All right. Has there been progress on the justification document at all? I know that whenever we were talking about it last week, y'all were like typing up a lot of the stuff that I was saying, which made a lot of good progress. So I don't expect that there's been much else on it, but has there been anything? Ben or Lynn?
Okay, sorry, my
internet's not great either. So
why my name was said. Okay, cool. I didn't. Hello?
Hello?
Oh shoot.
Man, my internet is like really cutting out right now. So Hello? Am I cutting out a lot for the rest of y'all? What about you? Am I cutting out for you?
Yeah, a little bit actually.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What about now? Am I good now? Am I better? Am I improved? Am I heard? Are you picking up what I am putting down? Cool, cool, cool. Frozen. I mean, I'm a little cold. Okay, well, as long as
If you're lagging or not.
am I good? Dang. I'm posing. Dang, apparently I'm just freezing like all hell. I am freezing. I'm freezing so much. Oh boy. Freezing on both. How about now? Is my internet still cutting out? I can try, hold on.
Yeah, but on your screen, it's still like frozen.
Okay, I'm okay with me personally being frozen, but as long as y'all can hear me fine.
Yeah, we can still hear you fine.
Cool. Well, I definitely lost Lynn.
But
So
yeah,
Ben,
just I
y'all
mean,
ready
actually,
for
like if you're
just
speaking from
in
your
case
computer. Okay, yeah, if you're using your computer.
This isn't going great. U of H is really letting me down right now as far as internet connection goes. Okay, Ben, did y'all do anything for the justification document over the past week? Close. All right, good meeting, folks. Don't know how much of anything I'm saying right now you can hear. We got through most of it. I'll just message in the structures chat and I'll just ask y'all to comment on the slide that I couldn't say right now. And I only had 2 slides left anyways. So it's okay. We'll just end it here. Oh, what was said? Mike isn't working on moving away from the Concord style fin because they were too hard to model for flutter and divergence. They have a new plant they're looking at different configurations and sizing to find the best fin design for the rocket. They should have a decision by the end of the week. Awesome. All right, well, I hope y'all have a great Friday night.
Good night, everyone.